Josh.
Awesome. Action Coach obviously is the first and largest coaching business. Congratulations. Can you share a little bit on how we're continuing to innovate in a changing market to stay the top coaching firm?
Yeah, so about every 7 to 10 years, a business has to almost reinvent itself, okay? Because your products and services become outdated, outmoded, copied, beaten by the competition, other innovation, that sort of thing. So in the 31 years we've been doing this, we've probably reinvented 5 times. So if you look at what we're doing currently, I'll take you back 7 years. 7 years ago, we started doing the Net Promoter Score, right? And I think the first year we got like a 74 or 72 Net Promoter Score, and the team's all excited, and I go, I call bullshit. Said if we were doing 72 Net Promoter Score, we would never do any marketing ever again. Where is the distinction? What's wrong here? Why are our customers telling us they will refer us, but they're not? So we went and interviewed clients and customers who were saying 10 out of 10, I would refer you, but didn't. Now, 3 things came about. Number 1, well, you didn't ask me to. Okay, that one we can fix internally, all right? If someone fills in Net Promoter and gives you a 9 or a 10, you better be on the phone to that sucker asking for referrals, saying, hey, you said you'd give us referrals. Where are they? You know, you can be nice about it, but you know what I'm saying. 2 other things they said. Number 1 was, I didn't want to tell anyone I got a coach. It's like the old psychiatrist thing. I don't want to admit I got a psychiatrist. And the other one was, I don't want to tell someone they need a coach. Like, hey, there's something wrong with your business. You should get a coach. And so what we started doing was looking at what it is the customers see us as, how they perceive us, and what they perceive they would be sharing with the market if they said they have a coach. So we started the gradual shift to a membership, education, community-style organization. I did a study of BNI, and I studied the TEDx organization and started to look at organizations where their customers are their biggest salespeople. You know, their customers build the business for them. In fact, I know Action Coach has probably added, tens of millions a year to the BNI business just because of how much we've brought people to BNI. And it's like, wow, dear Ivan and Graham, you should send me a check each year, please, I'm not asking for that, but you know what I'm saying, right? So we started the shift towards that. And at the same time, we decided we would start getting deeper into organizations. We added executive coaching. Now we're adding CEO coaching, corporate business coaching. We've added the sales training programs. This year, executive coaching, executive membership, executive education is there. Management training, leadership training. You guys can be certified in executive coaching, CEO coaching, corporate business coaching, and employee engagement coaching. So those programs are now deeper into the organization. We also, about 2 years after that, started looking at all of the technology side of what we do. And it took us 2 years to then build the internal technology, the platform base, and then another 2 years to build the external, which is what our customers start seeing. We've just finished their learning portal, and the app, I believe, is live in 2 or 3 weeks' time, where they'll have their learning portal on the app and that sort of thing. Because if their business is on our technology, then they stay with us because they see us. And whether they're just a technology user or a coaching client doesn't really matter as long as they stay in the family type thing or in the community. And so with the technology plus the depth into their organization, and that depth in also opens other doors where, for me to sell you coaching, it's kind of a complex purchase. I've never done it before. I don't really understand what it is. I'm not sure how it'll work, et cetera, right? Whereas a 12-week training program, $1,200 a person, oh yeah, I got it. I got 12 salespeople. It's $1,200 a head. It's 12 weeks. You're going to increase their conversion rate, increase their average sale. Go. So, but it opens the door. It's the CEO or the owner can say, yeah, it's not me. Now fix the salespeople, will you? Okay, I'll fix them. Then I'll come back for you, all right? But that's sort of the door opener. So product development is one side of the future development. You're about 2 to 4 weeks away from the new HubSpot global infrastructure going live, which that infrastructure is, people call it a website or a CRM. It's neither of those. It's a digital infrastructure to learn about what does the customer do, how do they interact with you, what pages of the website, all of that sort of stuff. So that's been 2 years and millions of dollars in development as well, to redo where the marketing side of things hit and the front end of the business. But that also comes with a lot of research of other companies. We're also right in the middle of a brand redo. Our brand, although it excites the boomer generation and they love our coloring and our thing, it's not the future brand. We need to be millennials and Gen Z. That's where we need to be for our future customer base. But we also need to not annoy our existing customer base with that brand transition. So that's in process right now as well. I could spend days on the stuff that we're doing. Nick, who's head of our R&D, he writes the 12-week programs for me, or with me. We're rewriting all my business books, ebooks and marketing. Every month you get another promotional package, which is PowerPoints, videos, ebooks, memes, you name it, around a subject. Last month was management versus leadership. So it gave you a PowerPoint called Management versus Leadership that you can run as a webinar or a live seminar or a paid-for seminar. It gave you another one which was just called Leadership Times 3, which I just presented for the first time at BizX in the UK. And so that one is, again, you can run it as a webinar, you can run it as a live seminar, you can do it in-house in a company, you can do the ebook of it, or you know, it's all of that. So next month there's a redo of the 6 steps. So for the first time in 20-something years, I've rewritten the 6 steps, renamed it all, restructured it all. And I'm about to write the final book of the 6 steps, but we're rewriting all the other books first. So the final book is the top section, which used to be results, which is now freedom, how to sell your business. So I'm going to write that book as it's probably the third of the next books I'm writing, but the life coach has to come first. That one I've promised, and I've also promised my book on parenting called Kids Spell Love, Time. So I've got to write those 2 first, and then I'll finally get to that one. But I also want to write Leadership Sucks. It's my book on leadership. It's going to say Your Leadership Sucks as the title, and that'll grab people and say, stop leading and stop managing if you want actual execution and actual results in your company, because as we teach, management is productivity and competency, and leadership is passion and focus, and it takes people through that journey. So we've done it as an ebook right now, so there's a chance that'll be the first one released because it'll be easy to take from an ebook to a book. Yeah, all of that stuff, and like we just released the 12-week Action Club, rebranded as a business masterclass, because what we found was our new customers were coming in at like season 3, episode 5 on Netflix. So they were joining our membership program, and this week's subject was systemization, and they're like, I don't need that. So no, come in at season 1, episode 1. Everyone joins us on this. It's $1,200. It's 12 weeks. We expect you to increase your sales by 10% during the program. We expect you to find 4 or 5 hours a week to work on your business during the 12 weeks. That's what it is. That's what we expect of you. Even that program we're finding is overwhelming some people during the program, and that's okay to me. I'm happy if they're overwhelmed, because as we say to them, we're not aiming to teach you everything you need to do. We're aiming to give you enough knowledge to write your first 90-day plan, and then you join the group, and your cohort comes to join the group. So you already join with 4 or 5 friends. You're not joining one at a time with no friends. You're joining the membership with 4 or 5 friends. You come in, you'll probably sit at a table together because, you're comfortable with each other type thing. It's like your first conference. The 4 of you will find each other. And, let's sit down here at this table together. Cause, we don't want to mix with all them Andy people. They're all weird, the 10-year-plus guys and gals. But, yeah, so there's some of the things that are happening. There's a consistent growth. The technology team It's a team of franchise partners who are out there looking at what is the rest of the world doing in technology and bringing that to us so that we know what we need to innovate on. Nick, who's head of R&D, is currently in the middle of building the Brad bot. So it'll be the ActionCOACH bot. But the biggest challenge now, we're learning how to teach it to ask questions rather than to give answers. So it'll be a proper coaching bot, not an answer bot like these things. But we're feeding it all of my books. Every one of my videos I've ever done had to be transcribed and put into a document, because you can feed it 22 documents, up to 2 million characters a document with the full OpenAI version of it. So yeah, we spent a lot of time learning AI, dude. And as I teach everyone now, none of you are going to do anything with AI. An average business owner, you're not going to do it, but you're going to use AI-enabled products. So don't think you need AI. Think I'm going to buy software with AI. And if you're buying software today and it doesn't have an artificial intelligence component to it, if there isn't self-learning, then that's bad software, sort of thing. Marketing is also an area where we're finding Gona, who's head of our marketing, is right now at a 3-day course down on over here. I've got to go and speak there later tonight about all of the internet stuff. It's Traffic Summit. It's just all those sorts of things. And but the AI adaptability, Ryan, I don't know if you know Ryan Dice, Perry Belcher, these are the guys that ran Marketer.com, Digital Marketer, and those conferences. So they're all my buddies. So I have them all on my podcast and I interview them all. And I think Ryan put it best. He said, AI is going to transform the background of marketing, the analyzing results and updating immediately sort of thing, but still the person with the best message is the one who's going to win. So, you can put content out there, but AI is not going to create a great video for you. AI is not going to put you in front of a camera and show your face the way that, you'll do it yourself. So it's that content that you're putting out there right now. That's why Ben is so important to us. He's the person who's sick of my voice most in the world. He literally sits in that, like you say, Brad, how do you do 2 days in that studio? How does Ben do 2 days in that studio, dude? But we do podcasts every week, and I only have to live the podcast once. Ben has to listen to me 3 or 4 times through that podcast. So, but that content, like if you look at our podcasts that are going out right now, we have the Business Coach podcast, which is you all being interviewed by someone about business coaching and about how it grows companies and that. The Franchise Coach, which is where William interviews the master licensees around franchising. How do you join franchising? What's the keys to it? We launch mine is the Business Success podcast, the BizX podcast, the Business Excellence Forum podcast. James does that out of the UK. The Epic Entrepreneurs podcast launches in 2 weeks' time. Andy's one of the hosts for that. We've got hosts all over the world who are doing that and interviewing your clients. You won't interview them. Someone else will interview them, because if you interview them, they can't brag about you. If someone else interviews them, they can brag about you.
And they do a great job of bragging about them.
Oh, when you ask them the right question, they never shut up about how good their coach is. And the biggest thing about that is the word love comes up on those podcasts. When I hear the word love, and even when you guys and gals are being interviewed as franchisees, when Michelle does that interview, I hear the franchise partners talk about they love what they do. And that's the success factor of, that X factor of a business is, do your customers love you and do your team love what they do? If your team love what they do and your customers love working with you, then your business is crushing it. I got to run. Thank you for the questions. Great questions. Appreciate them all. Photo, yes. Yes, boss. We can definitely do a photograph.